All right. So we are we meant to go over already. You turn the page?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, we're on top of page Vov. At this point, we are talking about the Kav, the extreme end of it, where the Kav is already in Malchus de Atzilus, and we discussed the name from Malchus de Atzilus. That Malchus Atzilus, there is the way Malchus Atzilus is part of Atzilus, and there's the way Malchus Atzilus is really not part of Atzilus. It's what's called Atik Libriya, which means that it has already the sense, the ingredients of a separate mitzvah, a separate world, and yet there too there is the Kav, Me'er Ein Sof. And this is how Malchus Atzilus stays connected to the spheres above it. As we said, that actually Malchus, the Binyan HaMalchus, Malchus on its own does not possess any ingredients, and the Binyan HaMalchus, the full conjugation of Malchus, is affected by its connection to the spheres, to the higher spheres of Atzilus. And that connection is effectuated by the presence of the Kav. Again, because the Kav has the element of Eir Ein Sof. And Eir Ein Sof incorporates everything, enjoys everything. And so we are going to read right on top of page 12. And then the Kav is Melubash in the spheres. Bibiyah in Biyah. K'mei ba'atzilus mamash. Exactly, mamash. The way it is in Atzilus. One second. You want to ask something before this? Or?
No, I'm just telling what page we're
Huh?
on. I'm just telling what we're
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So we ought to reflect in this kind of emphasis. And the emphasis of mamash. If it is mamash k'mei ba'atzilus, so why is this beyond this atzilus? Which means to say that there are two types of hislapshus. There's hislapshus where please mute your phone. We'll appreciate that. That the melubash, now was the kelim which is mislabish, appreciates and the oil is begilui there, and there is the union from melubash that it is melubash, but it's not really it cannot really relate to that oil. It possesses it, but it can't really relate to it. So to take this concept in a very broad stroke, all of presence all of existence. And we mean all, I mean absolutely all. The Gashmis, the Ruchnis, everything must possess one reality in it. Like the Rambam says, "Me'amitis hi motzei nimtzu kol hanimtzoi." There must be the element of amitis hi motzei, the truth of His presence. Without that, there is no presence. But the difference between one and the other, one madrig and the other, is in this element. There is the madrig of Atzilus that relates to this in amitis hi motzei, to the truth of his presence. Then there is the biyah that does not relate directly to amitis hi motzei. And its orientation and its recognition is on the Metzias level. For example, in our experience, Baal Shem Tov says, "Re'evim gam tzmeim nafsham ben tisatov." Re'evim gam tzmeim, that they are hungry and they are thirsty. Why is a Yid hungry and thirsty? Nafsham ben tisatov. It is the nefesh olikis that thirsts for this food and for this drink, because this is where it is mevarer, the nitzas olikis that's contained in the food, and that is something which is enormously elevating to the nefesh. This is what the nefesh is seeking, not the hunger of the stomach, the stomach pain, but this is the reality. This is the ultimate reality of why a person is drawn to eat. That is really the absolute truth. Mitzad the nefesh, that is the truth. But in our level, at the level that we are aware of the chayes hanefesh, we are also alive, and we are hungry because we are living. There is that element, but we are sensitive to the living element from a goof perspective. The goof is missing it. We are pushing hungry because we have stomach pains, and this is why we eat, and this is why we overeat many times, because we don't realize that's not what the food is all about. But the reality remains, and I would like to go just one little step further. One is hungry, and he has stomach pains, and he's eating to alleviate that pain. Why is he conscious of that pain? Is the stomach conscious of the pain, or is his nefesh conscious of the pain? It's his life element that's conscious of the pain. And as we discussed occasionally in the past, that really the element of pain, the underlying element of pain is that the pain is disturbing the nefesh from doing its thing. It doesn't let him peacefully to get into his inyan. This is the real pain. And we discussed way back when, like a long time already, that the real underlying disturbance of pain is not the pain at all. It is the sense that things have to be perfect, and the fact that it's not perfect, that is what bothers him. Why is it bothering? Because how can there be imperfection in this, in a nefesh, in chayes? Imperfection in chayes disturbs my recognition, my connection to the Creator. Gives me a sense of of inadequacy in all existence that I cannot tolerate. This is really the underlying element of pain. There's an interesting phenomenon that is mamish, something which I was completely amazed in. There's Shlomo Majeski, everyone knows Shlomo Majeski. Shlomo Majeski had back pain, spasm. He was bedridden. He couldn't get off the bed. He went to a certain doctor with a certain methodology. And the methodology was that he should ability to distract his mind from the pain. Overnight, he was walking like a normal person. Literally. I know during the week, I heard my Shabbos, I see him walking around like this, like, what happened? And it's not to say that the pain is in the mind, it's real. But the effect of it is because it disturbs a much greater truth in the person. And if it's easier to disturb that truth, yeah, it's a discomfort, big deal. So this is the pshat. But Biyah is aware of the Biyah level of that Islapshus. But where does it come from? It comes from the Etzem Holocaust, otherwise it wouldn't be there. What is the absolute reality of the world? And let me explain my question. If our world, as it appears to us, is an inadvertent presence, like the scientists, they came to the conclusion that the world is really entirely self-contained, and one thing pushes the other, one pushes the other. There is no inherent truth to it. How can there be an existence that has no inherent truth, has no basis for existence? And it is so flourishing, so successful, and so multifaceted. The answer is that there is an inherent rotzin. This is the reality of the world. This is what gives it the inherent chayes. And when we asked the question, some months ago, when we discussed this, there's the sense, what would be if the world were to be destroyed? In one instant, and the cause and effect element of the world, that was the actual conscious awareness, would not be affected at all. There would be no pain whatsoever. It would just, poof, cease to be. Destroyed in one instant, nobody suffered. What would be so tragic about it? What would be missing? What's the answer? This absolute truth of the Rotzin, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is impossible to fathom that this should not be. The world represents a profound truth. It's not the surface of the world. That's unfathomable. It cannot not be. This is the pshat, that the kav is melubish b'biyah k'moi ba'atzilus mamash.
how did the last point bring about the point about the world not being destroyed? How did that bring about the way that the Kav is Malubash in both Atzilus and Biyah?
Yes, what would be tragic in the world be destroyed? So if you see it on the level of worlds as nothing, big deal, nothing happened. This is the, so to speak, the seat of the pants answer. What motivates everything in the world? I shouldn't have suffering. You shouldn't do better than I. Right? That's the whole power behind it. Nothing happened.
And what I'm saying
and yet, okay, so the point is, any sensitive person would say no. That's not what it is. It would be a tragic thing. It would be a tragic thing beyond imagination, beyond comprehension. We can't put our finger on it. But as a human being, we sense that yes, it would be a terrible tragedy. What is the tragedy that we are sensing? Because we are blessed with this intelligence, with this neshama insight, that we know, no, the world is not that. There is an absolute truth in it. Amit is himotzei, and that cannot be tolerated. It should be.
And when it comes, when it's related to the Ratzein Betachtein, you're saying that that's the idea of the Kav being Malavish in Biyah. I mean, you can say, I understand the mashal of being hungry with the neshama and the way that the goof looks at it. I'm just not sure this idea of the mitis of the Ratzein Betachtein. How does that fit into the idea of the two different ways that the Kav can be mislavish, either in Atzilus or in Biyah? What's the relationship between these two things? We're talking about the different ways that the Kav is mislavish, right?
Oh, the different ways is that in Atzilus there is an awareness, and in Biyah there isn't an awareness.
Mm-hmm. And
so this Ayin, this Ayin in on the physical world there is no awareness of it. It's the same thing like in Evim Tzmei.
That's why you could answer just like there would be no problem.
No problem.
Things planetary only existence.
I'm sorry?
It wouldn't. I mean, a person has a certain desire to exist. So how could it wouldn't feel like a tragedy? I wouldn't be there. In a self-contained.
Yeah, you wouldn't be there to miss your existence.
This
so what?
We recently discussed a lot. This whole statement, "I wouldn't be there," is a fallacy. What is it? What is it about? Right? Survival. Where does it come from? Why does he want to be? If to begin with he is not for real, why does he want to be? We speak about Rotzin. The Rotzin Eliki, the Rotzin in the human being. What is the Rotzin? What is the Emun of Rotzin? What is the essence, and then there is Rotzin. Say that there is Esma Nefesh. Then there is Oymek and Rotzin. What's Rotzin about? So we discussed it many times, and just want to very briefly, we have to get inside a little bit. Rotzin is the pshat that I am here, but I'm here for real. I'm not here inadvertently. I'm here for real, and I want to be what I am. And what is the real, this one behind the word? What's behind this? I want to be what I am. There is truth to it. There's amitis himotze in it. This is what this Rotzin is all about. It's not an inadvertent existence. Like we said, to answer your question, I'm sure you were privy to this many times. So this is the emphasis over here. It's a mamash, an amazing thing. In 2 words. Because that is the pshat. As we point out, that in Rambam's normal words, the Amitis Motzi means that if Chochma, what's Chochma about? Chochma is to recognize Amitis Motzi in everything that you encounter. That is the principle of Chochma. In everything, you have to ultimately draw it to the point of Amitis Motzi. If you should not steal, yes, he will complain and he will be angry and he will be hurt. If you steal, what is the Amitis Motzi? As long as you haven't found that, you didn't find there is nothing to it. You're not talking about the real thing. All right. Benimtzo, thus, nimtzo, it is found. Nimtzo means it comes out, as we translate. Nimtzo, it is found. And I pointed out the other day, we talked about Friday night, about what is Dinyan Chabad. Nimtzo means it is found, just like you find something. It means that it's real. I found it. I never expected it to be here, but it's real. And this is rampant in Chassidus. Hakav hu mekasher umiyached, that it is the kav that binds and unites bechin as hamalchus, the bechina of malchus. And what is the bechina of malchus? The bechina of malchus is a presence. Malchus is not an inherent element. Malchus is the presence of the Melech. As the statement it is saying is, Ein Melech b'lo yam. Ein Melech b'lo yam. Cannot be a Melech without an Am. The Am actually make the Melech. What does that mean, the Am make the Melech? This is not sort of false honor. Melech is a real quality, absolute real quality. But when does it surface? When does it have an identification? When there is when he has a presence, and presence is recognized from the Am. There's no Am, there is no point of a presence. So Bechinas HaMalchus, which is primarily the of presence, im Oirin Soy Boru. You bind it with Oirin Soy, which is completely beyond presence. Kam Kmei Shehi Bechinas Atik Dibriya, even as the Malchus is in that state of Atik Dibriya, which means it actually relates to Briya. Well, actually, we learned this also already, but it didn't. It doesn't matter. It's not a loss because we had a chance to discuss it more. V'yesh hefresh, and there's a difference be'eifna yisardus in the manner of this unity, k'meishu ba'atzilus, as this unity is found within Atzilus itself, between Malchus and the other spheres. And as this unity is in Malchus, when Malchus is in Bria. Shari Ba'atzilus, says that Atzilus is bechinas ke acharein l'shem havai. Atzilus, it is one with Atzilus, it is that which complements the Shem Havai. Within Atzilus itself, there is also the Adin of Malchus, where where there is called Binyan HaMalchus, where the Malchus absorbs all the spheres and represents in a present state the whole union of Atzilus and even the Keser. The Keser is actually reflected in Malchus. So, this Malchus, there's much to speak about. I think I'm going to just limit it. This Malchus, the way it is Atzilus, is part of Atzilus. And then there's the Malchus, where the Malchus is outside Atzilus, it is related to Bria. In both instances, there is the Kav that is Meyachet, Malchus, with the other spheres, and with Torah Yisrael. But there is a difference be'ofen ha'yisardus, k'mishur b'atzilus, k'mishur b'bria. This would superficially appear to be contradicting. There is a difference in the manner of unity, the way to Atzilus from it is in Bria. How can be said that Mislabish B'Bia K'mei B'Atzilus Mamush? So this is the point which we were making before. Be'efen ha'hisachdus means in the manner that is misachet. There is an inherent hisachdus, and then there is how that hisachdus is manifest. In terms of manifestation, there is definitely a difference the way it is in Atzilus and the way it is in Biyah. Because in Biyah it becomes a Metzias and it supports Metzias. But the whole phenomenon that there is such thing as Metzias is also from Tzadei and Seif. And therefore, the Ayin Seif is there too, but it's a completely different manner of Hisardus. So this is Dinyan Hakav, that is Miyached, the end with the beginning. Ukmoi Kain, similarly, Shaloi Teilech HaShefa B'derech HaKilosin Chas V'Sholom. The Kav, as we said originally, the Kav serves two functions. Just as in the case of the labyrinth of the pipelines, labyrinth of the roadways, there is a great wisdom to accomplish two principal functions. One is to reach every last location that needs to be reached and to maintain interconnectivity between all of them. And the other is that nothing should be lost. Nothing should go off in a derech hakilosim, in a crooked way, direction. Chas v'sholom. L'mokoim she'einoi roi, to a place where it is not suitable that the oil should go to. Ki im b'mokim horoi, it guards that it should go exclusively b'mokim horoi, to the place where it is suitable that it should go to. And what is the general definition of mokim horoi? Hainu b'bchina sitra d'kedusha. Where is the mokim horoi? This is b'bchina sitra d'kedusha. In that b'china of sitra d'kedusha, again, to emphasize the word b'china sitra d'kedusha, it is not that that blatantly obvious, and that distinction is not that clearly demarcated, like the Alter Rebbe points out. that there is klippus in the higher world, and the ruchnius mamash. Gashmis that not constitutes klip. So it's saying, Sita the Kedusha, it's not that clear a demarcation. So Gashmis and ruchnius, no, that doesn't define it. It could be ruchnius in the depth of klip, and it can be Gashmis in the highs and the heights of Kedusha. And in order to identify the Bechina Kedusha, Bechina Sita the Kedusha, for that you need a very sensitive element, which is the Kav. But it is pure Kedusha. And therefore it guards that the Hashpah should go only where it will be accepted in the Kedusha manner. Essentially, what is the Kedusha? It's again the Sita of the Kedusha is that in Kedusha even when after it becomes a Metzias and it receives the whole Hashpah, there's a full cognizance that what is its aim and what is it about, what does it stand for? It stands for Amitis in Motzi, and for the ultimate, the original Kavanah, the Kavanah of the Kedush. All right, this is it for this morning. You're well. And tomorrow Mitzvah we will convene at the same time, but not in the same place. We're going to go back to our original place.
It's kind of nice over here.
Hopefully, huh?
It's kind of nice over here.
It's kind of nice, yeah. Okay, have a good day.
No.